Every time you die, we learn something new, and humanity moves forward.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at movies that have cinephiles the most excited for 2025. Keep in mind, some of these release dates are subject to change.
It's Megan 2.0.
Go on! Work it out, mother!
Number 20, Captain America Brave New World. Release date, February 14th, 2025.
You asked for me. Here I am.
It feels like we're entering a new world in 2025. Captain America may be the hero audiences need right now. Sam Wilson picks up the Star-Spangled Shield, but he's not the only one adjusting to a new role. Taking over for the late William Hurt, Harrison Ford plays General Thaddeus Ross. Make that President Ross, since the White House just got a new resident. You can't take the soldier out of the politician, as Ross ushers in a war-torn era with Sam caught in the middle. It's Red, White, and Blue versus Red Hulk. Although the action isn't the only thing Brave New World has going for it. The advertising promises a conspiracy thriller that may harken back to Sam's debut in The Winter Soldier.
So the real question is, how do the two most wanted people in Washington kidnap a SHIELD officer in broad daylight?
The answer is, you don't.
What's this?
Call it a resume.
Number 19, Sinners. Release date, March 7th, 2025.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
Given his success with Creed and Black Panther, Hollywood owes Ryan Coogler a blank check to produce an original project. Coogler ultimately received $90 million to write and direct Sinners, which re-teams him with Michael B. Jordan. We're getting double the Jordan, as the actor plays twin brothers Elijah and Elias. While the casting may sound familiar, Sinners is new territory for Coogler, who helms his first horror film. The threat appears to be supernatural, perhaps even demonic. The trailers for Sinners have otherwise kept its plot hidden in the shadows. That's the way we like it. We have a feeling this is a film you'll want to go in with as little information as possible, especially since the talent involved is more than enough to hook us in.
I ain't ever seen no demons. No ghosts. No magic. Till now.
Number 18, Eddington. Release date, to be announced 2025.
If the last time you were thirsty, you went to a well and the water made you sick, are you gonna go back to that specific well expecting it to be safe?
Ari Aster tackled psychological horror in Hereditary, folk horror in Midsommar, and surreal horror in Beau is Afraid. His latest film, Eddington, is billed as a modern Western with a dark comedic edge. Rumors suggest the film will occur during the pandemic and could even involve zombies. Wherever Eddington falls under the horror umbrella, Aster isn't straying too far from his comfort zone, again working with Joaquin Phoenix as a New Mexico sheriff who believes he's destined for more. Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, and Austin Butler round out a supporting cast in a small-town story where things turn grim after sunset. It sounds unlike anything Aster's done before, but then again, he never makes the same movie twice.
Lots of pageantry and special ceremonies and dressing up.
That sounds fun.
Number 17, Tron Ares. Release date, October 10th, 2025. Since its debut in 1982, Tron has never been as big as Disney likely hoped. The film's cult following persisted, though, paving the way for Tron Legacy in 2010. While another sequel was considered, Disney ultimately rebooted the franchise with Tron Ares. The film isn't completely abandoning its roots with Jeff Bridges' Kevin Flynn appearing. Similar to The Force Awakens, Tron Ares is expected to be a passing of the torch with Jared Leto, Evan Peters, and Greta Lee leading the cast. Considering how much AI has evolved in the past 15 years, the film story of a digital being entering our world should carry newfound relevance. Daft Punk will be missed, but we're counting on Nine Inch Nails to produce a banger score.
Look what you've accomplished. It's incredible.
Number 16, F1. Release date, June 27th, 2025.
We need to build our car for combat.
How am I supposed to make that safe?
Who said anything about safe?
In Top Gun Maverick, director Joseph Kosinski and cinematographer Claudio Miranda made audiences feel like they were up in the air alongside Tom Cruise. They could pull off a similar feat with F1, putting the viewer behind the wheel with Brad Pitt. Adding to the thrill, Pitt reportedly did his own driving in the film. Granted, in an F2 vehicle that was altered to look like an F1 car, but still cool. Visual tricks aside, the film is striving for authenticity, even featuring several real-life Formula One drivers. With Jerry Bruckheimer producing, F1 seems to be the racing movie he tried to make 35 years ago with Days of Thunder, which also coincidentally starred Tom Cruise. Where that film crashed, F1 may burn rubber. Number 15, Elio. Release date, June 13th, 2025.
Please state the name of your homeworld.
Earth?
Welcome, leader of Earth.
Be it due to bad advertising or a questionable straight-to-streaming model, Disney has mishandled the distribution of several recent Pixar movies. Sequels like Inside Out 2 still print money, but Elio could determine how many original projects we'll see from Pixar in the coming years. Centered on a lonely boy who unwittingly becomes Earth's ambassador to a group of extraterrestrial beings, the premise offers plenty of comedic possibilities. There's also an opportunity to explore profound questions about humanity and life beyond the stars. Initially set to be directed by Adrian Molina of Coco, Turning Red's Domi Shi and Burrow's Madeline Sharafian took over the production in 2024. If it's anything like their past works, Elio should be another Pixar film that reaches for the stars.
I think there's been a mistake.
You're not the leader of Earth?
Sorry for the mix-up.
Commence memory wipe.
Number 14, 28 Years Later. Release date, June 20th, 2025.
Wait, sit here. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
For nearly 18 years, we've asked, when are we going to get 28 months later? Well, probably never, since the third movie is called 28 Years Later. We're just ecstatic that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are revisiting the zombie franchise that changed everything. The behind-the-scenes talent are not the only ones coming back. Cillian Murphy reprises his role for the first time since 2002. Back then, the idea of a zombie apocalypse seemed far-fetched. In a post-pandemic world, empty cities and deadly infections no longer feel like a what-if scenario. Now is as good a time as any for 28 Years Later, which already has another sequel in the works entitled The Bone Temple. Yeah, we wish it was called 28 Decades Later too.
There's no discharge in the wall.
Number 13, The Battle of Bactan Cross. Release date, August 8th, 2025. Paul Thomas Anderson. Need we say more?
His latest film shot under the production title BC Project, with DiCaprio playing Zoid Wheeler, an ex-hippie running from the law.
How about Leonardo DiCaprio, Regina Hall, Sean Penn, Alana Haim, and Benicio del Toro? Still not sold? We're honestly running out of things to say about this crime thriller, which has kept its plot under wraps. Rumors suggest that the 1990 novel Vineland was an inspiration. Yet even the title, The Battle of Bactan Cross, isn't necessarily set in stone. When it comes to Anderson, though, the less we know, the better. We want to be surprised. The film has been described as Anderson's, quote, most commercial work, which is reflected in a budget exceeding $100 million. By far the biggest budget the director has ever received. We know PTA is worth 3 figures.
Here's $500. Tell me something worth hearing. This money's yours.
Number 12, Frankenstein. Release date, to be announced 2025.
I have love in me the likes of which you can scarcely imagine. And rage, the likes of which you would not believe.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, directed by Guillermo del Toro. That sounds about right. We're surprised such an adaptation has taken this long to happen. It's not like it was due to a lack of trying. Del Toro has expressed interest in doing a Frankenstein movie for years, although the pieces never fell into place as other projects captured his attention. One of those passion projects was his version of Pinocchio. With that stop-motion film going on to win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, Netflix didn't hesitate to greenlight Del Toro's Frankenstein. Like Pinocchio, Frankenstein is a story we've heard before, but Del Toro is interested in exploring aspects of Shelley's novel that other adaptations omitted. After years in development hell, it's alive!
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Number 11, Thunderbolts. Release date, May 2nd, 2025.
You feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled. But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
It's funny, For years, we wondered when Natasha Romanoff would get her own movie. Then, when she finally did, the consensus was, it was fine, but when is Yelena Belova getting a movie? Yelena leads this ensemble, which includes other anti-heroes/reformed villains like Bucky Barnes, John Walker, Red Guardian, Taskmaster, and Ghost. Oh, and Bob. Can't forget Bob, who we're guessing is going to be Sentry. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is also in play, as this band of lost souls is recruited to carry out government missions too dangerous for others. So that's it? What, there's some kind of Thunderbolts? Yeah, you knew we were going there, but we have faith this team-up will be less like Suicide Squad and closer to the Suicide Squad.
Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
Number 10, Wicked Part 2. Release date, November 21st, 2025.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll admit that when news broke that Wicked would be a 2-part adaptation, we cried cash grab. While it might have been financially motivated, at least at an executive level, we think it was the right choice having seen Part 1. The 2024 hit expanded upon the Broadway sensation, taking the character development and world building to even greater heights. Leaving us on a high note with Defying Gravity, director John M. Chu earned our trust. Coinciding with Dorothy's arrival in Oz, Part 2 will keep the focus on Elphaba and Glinda as their friendship is tested. Some Broadway elitists may say Act 2 of Wicked isn't as strong as Act 1. With new songs and dynamics being added, though, this sequel might change your opinion for good.
You're green.
I am.
Number 9, The Smashing Machine. Release date, to be announced 2025.
I think you're better than me.
I am better than you.
We love Dwayne Johnson, even if his movies haven't always blown us away. Of course, director Benny Safdie is gaining a reputation for pushing actors to new, exciting, often stressful places. Safdie's collaborations with his brother Josh resulted in career-best performances from Robert Pattinson and Adam Sandler. Safdie may do the same for Johnson in The Smashing Machine. Playing mixed martial artist Mark Kerr might not seem like a stretch considering Johnson's wrestling background. Given Kerr's history of substance use, though, this A24 biopic could push Johnson to dramatic depths we've rarely seen. Emily Blunt has described her co-star as, quote, unrecognizable in the film, making us wonder if we'll get to call him Oscar nominee Dwayne Johnson before inevitably calling him President Johnson.
I respect you. I respect your passion. Okay, I always have.
Number 8, The Running Man. Release date, November 21st, 2025.
Come on, give it a try. You can do it. What do you think?
Okay, I think the next kill will be made by Van Richards.
Any Schwarzenegger fan surely has a soft spot for 1987's The Running Man. Readers, meanwhile, have waited decades for a more faithful adaptation of Stephen King's novel, which coincidentally took place in the dystopian year of 2025. King was ahead of the curve with his commentary on reality TV, America's declining economy, and a society growing more prone to violence. The timing could not be more perfect for another Running Man adaptation. The only thing more promising than the source material is the talent involved. Director Edgar Wright doesn't have a miss in his filmography, and Glenn Powell is on the cusp of being a bona fide movie star. We'll be running to the theater, especially if we need an escape from the harsh realities of 2025.
I live to see you eat that contract. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
Number 7, Wake Up, Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Release date, to be announced 2025.
You know a crime has been committed by Miss Cabrera. You need her to be caught for it. You cannot reveal how you know.
Enter Benoit Blanc.
Knives Out was a breath of fresh air for murder mystery fans. The sequel should not have been able to recapture the same spark. For many, Glass Onion somehow surpassed its predecessor, remaining faithful to the original tone while going in a different direction. We're not sure how lightning can strike 3 times in a franchise dependent on staying several steps ahead of us. Writer-director Rian Johnson is known for subverting expectations, however. We should expect the unexpected, but we're guaranteed to see Daniel Craig's Benoit Blanc lead another all-star ensemble including Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, and Mila Kunis, among others. If there's one Netflix movie we'd love to see on the big screen this year, it's Wake Up, Dead Man.
I know, legit, right? But look at your face, it was worth it. Oh, my friends, all my old friends.
Are we allowed to hug after the whole Men in Black thing?
We can hug.
Oh, God, bring it in.
Number 6, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Release date June 6, 2025.
Eve Macaro of the Roscaroma. What a pleasure to see you again.
The John Wick franchise has some of the best world building in modern action without ever over-explaining how the secret society works. While John himself is in a league of his own, any of the figures he's crossed paths with could have their own movie. In addition to Keanu Reeves, we can expect to see a few familiar faces in Ballerina, including Angelica Houston, Ian McShane, and the late Lance Reddick in his final role. The stage belongs to Ana de Armas, though, as Eve Macaro, a dancer/assassin ready to paint her shoes red. Set between the third and fourth John Wick movies, Eve's mission to avenge her father should serve as a reminder that fight choreography and dance choreography are closer than we assume.
You're him. The one they call the Baba Yaga.
Number 5, Superman. Release date July 11th, 2025.
Why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
The DCEU certainly had its highs, but even going back to the earliest lows like Batman vs. Superman, a reboot seemed fated. As James Gunn had a falling out with Marvel, the time seemed appropriate to start fresh. Gunn kicks off the DC Universe's theatrical output with Superman. Although he may be the most iconic and important DC hero, Superman isn't the easiest character to adapt. Ideally, this version could combine the optimism and gravitas of the original Christopher Reeves movies with the more grounded edge Zack Snyder brought to the table. Above all else, we hope this is a genuine James Gunn production, complete with his signature wit, inventiveness, and eye for comic book action. Krypto's presence in the movie is a good sign.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you when the sun comes.
Number 4, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Release date December 19th, 2025.
So congratulations, you unveiled the title of Avatar.
It's only a big deal because we didn't have a title. We only didn't have a title because I couldn't make up my damn mind.
Avatar: The Way of Water was the sequel we never thought we'd see, and despite more than a decade of skepticism, it actually lived up to the hype. Thankfully, we don't have to wait as long for the third installment, Fire and Ash. As the title suggests, this story will introduce the Ash people, revealing the fiery side of the Na'vi. We don't just mean that in an elemental sense. While humans have primarily been the antagonists, James Cameron has teased a clash between the Na'vi. The fire potentially refers to a blowout, while the ash symbolizes the fallout. Will it all burn to the ground, or could something else rise from the ashes? With 2 more sequels planned, we're guessing the latter.
The title is Fire and Ash, which has meaning when you see the film.
Number 3, Mickey 17. Release date April 18th, 2025.
I'm sure you're used to it by now, but what's it feel like to die?
Even on my 17th go-around, I hate dying.
Bong Joon-ho has been gripping South Korean audiences and cinephiles worldwide for decades. If you didn't know his name before 2020, you did after Parasite won the Oscar for Best Picture. While Bong has made a few English-language movies, Mickey 17 is unlike anything else in his filmography. An adaptation of a popular sci-fi book with a $150 million budget and a major Hollywood distributor in Warner Brothers. For anyone worried the studio system might get in the way, you'll be happy to know that Bong was granted final cut. Those who read Mickey 7 can expect some changes, including the title. Given Bong's track record, though, we say let the man cook. Also, we are loving this unpredictable phase of Robert Pattinson's career.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking at this point, what have I done?
Number 2, The Fantastic Four, First Steps. Release date July 25th, 2025.
Wanda, stop. You've possessed an innocent woman, but you can still do the right thing. Let her go.
When Disney entered negotiations to purchase 21st Century Fox, 2 questions lingered above all others. When will the X-Men join the MCU, and will we finally get a watchable Fantastic Four movie? While the mutants have slowly entered the fold, the Fantastic Four will take their first steps in this semi-period piece. The casting sounds fantastic, with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and Eben Moss-Backrack as Ben Grimm. The ensemble also includes Ralph Ineson's Galactus and Julia Garner's Silver Surfer. However, we're curious if the film could set up Doctor Doom, marking Robert Downey Jr.'s return. It'll not only set a tone for future Fantastic Four movies, but the MCU's 6th phase and beyond.
I have children of my own. I understand your pain.
Is their mother still alive?
Yes.
Good. There will be someone left to raise them.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Release date, May 23, 2025.
When the need for certainty is absolute and the odds are deemed impossible, the mission falls to him.
Should he choose to accept?
The 8th Mission Impossible ties up the loose ends from Dead Reckoning. But will it truly be the final reckoning for Ethan Hunt? Tom Cruise has noted that the title could be misleading, like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. For all we know, Cruise may keep risking his life for our viewing pleasure until he's 90. Whether or not this is truly the end of an era, The Final Reckoning looks like the culmination of an action franchise that's been going strong on the silver screen for nearly 3 decades. This mission should push Hunt's team to new limits and deeper depths, literally in the latter's case, with the submarine setup already having us holding our breath. Say no more, we accept.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
What's your most anticipated movie of 2025? Let us know in the comments.
Everything you've done has come to this.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.